What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. As you guys saw in the last video, it was on 5 tips before getting the actual spine surgery, mainly a microdiscectomy. So I decided to do another video on 5 tips for post-surgery. So post-surgery is huge, guys. It's probably the most important thing right after the surgery, because it kind of dictates the recovery and what's to come after the surgery. Obviously, once they do the surgery, there's no one doing it. So it's about really taking care of the body that you have. And obviously for me, I was listening to a lot of what my doctors were telling me, what my body was telling me. And yeah, we'll jump right into it, guys. So tip number 1 is rest. Obviously, rest after your surgery. I believe during around week 5, week 6, I started feeling better, and I probably shouldn't have gone on. I remember, I think it was for 4th of July, I went to the mountains with my brother, which that caused 2 things. For my back to get very stiff. It was a little, literally 20-30 minute hike. And then the sitting that, I live in Denver, so we have to drive up to Colorado Springs, which is like an hour and a half away. Well, Seven Falls is anyways. So that was not the best decision. So rest. Obviously do your exercises within that rest period. But guys, don't push your body during that time period, especially the first few weeks. You're very fragile, and there's actually a bigger chance of you re-herniating that disc during that time period than for the rest of your life. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is walk and lay down. I don't like sitting down right after that surgery, because it did get my back very stiff, and I would feel more sciatic nerve pain during that time period. So I would not recommend sitting down. It would help a lot for me when I was walking around the house, around week, I want to say like 4 or 5, I was walking a couple miles. But once my nerves started acting up, obviously because the blood is flowing through your body, and obviously they've been moving the nerve around, and the nerves are some of the body parts that take the longest to heal. It would start acting up, and that's when I would lay down. But I would never sit down, because like I was saying, it would just cause that stiffness. And even during my injury, that's when I would get the most sciatic pain. So I would stay away from sitting down, guys. So I would do laying down and walking as your 2 things. So maybe walk around the block, come back, lay down. I do both, face up and face down. So it just depends on what feels best, guys. So tip number 3 is your restrictions. That's huge, especially the first 4 weeks. The restrictions that your doctor gave you. I don't exactly remember what mine were, but I think I had 5 pounds, 10 pounds, and 15, 20 pounds increments as of what I can carry and what I could do and what I couldn't do. So I remember the first few weeks, I don't think I could carry more than 5 pounds. I think that was the first 2 weeks, and that followed obviously started increasing over time. But the restrictions with no turning, no bending, guys, that is a huge one. Get help. I remember the first week, my mom really helped me out. Actually, she was sleeping in my room, which was really nice of her, because I couldn't do crap, especially the first few days. When you're getting out of bed, there's certain ways to get out of bed. Don't come up like you're doing a crunch. You're asking for re-herniation like that. So guys, nothing that causes any flexion, that's a huge one. There's special ways of squatting down, just so you won't do any flexion. So that was a huge one for me, guys. That's something I actually paid a lot of attention to during my first 12 to 16 weeks. Maybe I got more off course during the 12 to 16 weeks, but the first few weeks I was very good at. So number 4 would be corrective movements, guys, in physical therapy. So what I mean by corrective movements is, for a lot of people, these disc herniations or bulging discs come from bad habits. So maybe like a couch like this, you're bending your back, sinking in, stuff like that. So maybe you want to get a firm chair with some back support. You could get staying straight up. When you're driving, get some spine support too. Those are the type of correction movements that I'm talking about, because if you do these over time, maybe that disc won't re-herniate, but the disc on top or below might, just because you're foundation has been broken. So corrective movements is another thing, something that would be great for that. This I would recommend 12 weeks after your post-surgery would be foundation training. I'll put a small video right here while I talk about it. So what it is, it's pretty much corrective movements using your own body and your own muscles in order to not realign your spine, but actually decompress it with your breathing. So I'd highly recommend that. Obviously 12 weeks. At the meantime, your physical therapy is very important. Don't miss out on that, guys. Do it at home. Really, like whatever they are prescribing, do it at home. And as the weeks go on, stretch your hamstrings. Lay down and literally grab like a rope and just start pulling your hamstring, because your muscles are really tight. And obviously people start feeling better, but they never really do anything to actually fix the problem. So that's something I would also recommend. And last but not least, core strengthening, which is huge. For me, I started lifting against probably around, I want to say 14 weeks post-surgery, but I was not doing anything that compressed my spine, and I was doing a lot of core movements, and foundation training falls into that category, guys. So that's something I would highly recommend, core training. I love weightlifting, obviously, as you guys know. I'm doing a show now, so really excited about that. I didn't do squats or deadlifts for the first year, and on my 1-year anniversary I tried doing squats, and I'm staying away from them because the next day I actually felt like my nerve was aggravated. So I'm okay with not squatting anymore, guys. There's different ways to work around that, like working out your legs unilaterally. Sorry about that, but that's something that I would highly recommend for people that are into fitness. So that's my tip number 5 when it comes to core strengthening. And obviously no squatting, no deadlifting, anything that will compress your spine, especially for those first 6 months. But I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you guys did, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to the channel. I will be posting more videos like this, especially as the competition gets closer. So I hope you guys are enjoying this content. It helps you guys out. Take care of your bodies, and it is the most precious thing you have in this life. As you guys can see, you can never be the same after a disc herniation unless you really take care of your body, guys. So give it a thumbs up. Hope you guys liked it, and see you guys in the next one.